Let's have a look at question 9 in this video. So, a company employs one worker. Now the worker earns the salary W, and in the next period the value of production is Q, which is more than his salary. So it takes T periods until the worker retires, and each period the worker can follow a training, and that training increases his productivity by Q. Okay, the costs of training are C, which are paid for the company, and following a training has no influence on production during the period of training. The interest rate are 0, and also, the objective of the company is to maximize profits. Now, if this relationship holds true, then the company chooses to let the worker follow a training during the next period. Now, what matters here? I wrote here the data that matters. So the salary, we have T periods until retiring. The training increases the productivity, but what matters the most is that the productivity increases only one period after the training, because it tells us that it has no influence on production during the period of training. So it only increases the productivity one period after the training. Now, we know that the company will let the worker train if he compensates for the cost. So we will have the cost of training, the company will have the cost of training, and that must be compensated then the increase in productivity. We know that the increase in productivity is going to be Q per period, so we have a certain increase in productivity, but the question is how many periods of this gain in productivity are we going to have? Well, we're going to have T periods until retirement, but because we only increase the productivity one period after the training, by definition that means we will have one period less of gain of training, because the period of the actual training doesn't give us any benefit of productivity. So the only periods that we do have this increase in productivity are going to be all of them after the first period of training. So all of the periods until retirement minus 1. Hope this makes sense. And if we compare this relationship to what's given in the question, we can see that the answer is true, and we are done.